I probably am gonna love this book because I hate all the characters. But I'm gonna keep it. And don't talk to me about the reading order because I know I did it wrong. Ooh, this is gonna really hurt me. This is not a TBR from hell, but I'm not saying it's great either. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. My name is Reagan and today we're going to be choosing my June TBR. I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little funky because I actually am sick. We're going to get to picking the TBR for June. As always, I'm going to pick 6 books and I'm going to use my trusty little TBR jar here to pick those 6 books. We're looking a little sad on the prompts and I just got back, so I literally don't know what's in here. Haven't picked from this jar in 4 months. If you're new here, I like to do a little bit of ASMR, so let's get into it. It says the shortest book on my TBR. I actually don't really know what the shortest book on my TBR is because I just read what I know to be the shortest book on my TBR. So we're going to go through and I'm going to check, I guess, page by page, the ones that look really short. Like, I'm obviously not going to look through every book, but the ones that look really short, I'm going to check. It's 275 pages. The eyes are the best part. 277. Okay, so half a soul is shorter. Let me go check on my other shelf. I'll be right back. Okay, ding ding ding, we have our winner. It's Sorsha by Charlene Hurtubise. This is the shortest book on my TBR. It is 243 pages exactly. This is the first book that is on my TBR. This says, can a great love survive a great deception? This is a book that I actually got when I was in Ireland. I wanted, while I was in Ireland, to pick up some Irish literature per se, like by Irish authors or about Ireland, and this book is not by an Irish author but is set in Donegal in 1990. I really am hoping to pick this up on audio, specifically for pronunciation. I accidentally moved the camera, so I hope it didn't move too far. Now it is time to pick our next book from the TBR jar, book number 2. Okay, it says an anticipated new release. Off the top of my head, a few new releases that I know are coming out or have just come out. Fever Dream by Elsie Silver, and I know Rights of the Starling recently came out, and that is an anticipated new release from me. However, if I read that book, I have to reread Shield of Sparrows, which I do want to do, but I kind of want to do on my own time. I kind of think I want to pick up Fever Dream by Elsie Silver. I want to go to the store, like go to the bookstore and pick that up quite soon. That's kind of been on my list of things to get. So I think I'm going to choose that as the second book on my TBR. That was a very fast pick. So that's book number 2. Let's choose book number 3. I'm hoping the next prompt that we get in this jar is going to be one that I can really ponder and look through on this shelf. This says, a book with a trope you usually dislike. I'm gonna have to think pretty long and hard about this one because I honestly don't know. I don't know a ton about the tropes in every single book that I have on this TBR. I guess I'm just gonna have to read the back of some of these books to try and figure it out. Okay, so from reading the back of this, I don't know if this is why I choose or a love triangle, because if you open the front of the book, you have the art right here. That is 3 men, 1 woman. So this either is sounding like a love triangle or a why choose, but knowing Emily Rath, I kind of think it's why choose, which I don't mind. If it was love triangle, I could pick this one, but I also don't really mind love triangle. I don't know that I have a bunch of books that I don't like the tropes of. To be quite honest, the only trope that I really don't enjoy is like the pregnancy trope, and I don't have any books on my TBR that have that because I don't like it. There's not many tropes that I heavily dislike. I don't love childhood friends to lovers, but it's also not terrible. I don't know. I kind of don't like this prompt. I kind of don't want to do it. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I guess maybe the closest thing I could say is The Conditions of Will by Justice, but it doesn't even have a trope I don't like. It's just like, I probably am going to love this book because I hate all the characters. Maybe should I put the prompt back in there and re-choose? I think that's what I'm going to do. We're going to put this back, place it back in, and we're going to re-choose. If I pick this prompt again, I'm going to be... I dropped her. Prompt number 3 is a book with an animal on the cover. Okay, we can work with that. I know that the Daisy Hates book has an animal on the cover, like it has to, but I am not picking that series up this month. No animal, no animal, no animal, no animal, no animal. On Wings of Blood has an animal. It's a dragon, a mythical animal. This also has a dragon and a Pegasus on the front, but I don't know if I'm ready for Zodiac Academy. I really, really want to get into this series. However, I don't know that I can start this 21 book series. but I'm gonna keep it. That tells you how much I'm considering it. This has an animal on it as well, that just on air. No animal. Last row here. No animal. Wow, we're just picking some hefty fantasy books. This has an animal. Animal. No. 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 New. This has an animal. The swan. This also has an animal. The snake. And this also has an animal. The stag. I have a huge, and let me be clear, huge stack of books that have animals on the cover. I'm going to tell you what they are, then I'm going to look through and narrow it down, and then we're going to pick an option together because I can't look through all of these with you. Fallen Gods by Rachel Van Dyken, Riftborn by Greenwich and Lennox, Beautiful Things by Emily Rath, Terror at the Gates by Scarlett Sinclair, City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards, The Jasad Air by Sarah Hashim, Zodiac Academy Book 1 by the Twisted Sisters, and On Wings of Blood by Briar Bolin. Okay, now to narrow it down, I don't really know what I would like to start because these are all series. Literally every single book here is a series. Let me tell you what I've narrowed it down to. I've narrowed it down to these 4 books. They're all very large fantasy books. Fallen Gods by Rachel Van Dyken. This looks really good, but I'm equally, if not more so, drawn to Zodiac Academy, which I really, really want to start. Like, I want to get into it. I fear how much it's going to take over my life. And if I put this on my TBR this month, I have to read it. Like, I have to read the books that are on this TBR. And then I also picked City of Gods and Monsters, but holy shit. But I also feel like I should maybe finish this series before I start. And then I have On Wings of Blood by Briar Bolin, which I'm also very excited about, but I think after talking about these other 3, I think this is the one I'm least drawn to. I think I'm going to put City of Gods and Monsters back because I would like to finish the Legacy series before I start this one. So it's currently between Zodiac Academy and Fallen Gods. Now, both of these are parts of series, so we're really not working towards that reading goal, but that's fine. It seems like Rachel Van Dyken is a romance author originally, and so this maybe is her debut fantasy. Peyton! I was gonna make my sister pick. Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, so my sister chose Zodiac Academy, so we're gonna be getting to this month. I'm ecstatic and also terrified. Okay, so there's an animal on the cover, there's a dragon, there's a Pegasus. Yeah, this is the 3rd book on my TBR. I fear that maybe this is the one that I don't finish my TBR because if I get utterly obsessed with this series, we might have to abandon the TBR. I don't know. And that's only 3 picks down. Okay, I need to hurry up because this is ridiculous. Let's rapid fire these next 3, okay? A book with the enemies to lovers trope. Oh, wonderful. So I actually could pick Fallen Gods again for this one. I could technically pick this behemoth, Dawn of Chaos and Fury. We do have the enemies to lovers trope in this series. However, in this book, not as much. I mean, still, they're kind of like, they don't really love each other here now anyways. I kind of want to put this on the TBR purely for the fact that I really want to finish this series. So I'm kind of leaning towards this in terms of, instead of starting another series, we finish one because I am starting Zodiac Academy. So if I were to finish this series, it would be a big off of my plate, kind of. So I kind of am like leaning towards this overall. Probably all of the fantasy romantic books that I own are enemies to lovers. That tends to be my type of book. So I think I'm probably gonna go with this because it's productive while I've been currently unproductive. I have to buy a new book and start a new series. So we're gonna productively finish the series. And don't talk to me about the reading order because I know I did it wrong, but whatever. I'm reading it. So, and also I've been absolutely devouring and loving the series, and I've been like going through it relatively quickly, and I would love to finish it in a timely manner so I have all the information in my head still. That's 4. We have 2 more to go. Let's do the last 2 books. A book that might break your heart. I fear this might have to be a Jessa book. Like, I kind of fear that because there's no other books on my TBR that I'm like, ooh, this is gonna really hurt me. So yeah, I think we're gonna go with Conditions of Will because this is the book that I think will really break my heart. What other book is gonna really break my heart? I don't think any. There might be others. If you think that there are others, like, please tell me in the comments what books you think are really gonna break me because I would like to know. Does this not tell you that it's gonna break my heart? It's literally being stabbed in the heart. I think it's foreshadowing. The Conditions of Will is the 5th book on our TBR. We have 1 more book to pick, and I'm really zooming through this because my mom just said dinner and I'm hungry. So last book, and then we're gonna wrap this up really quick. A book with the Grumpy Sunshine trope. I know for sure that City of Gods and Monsters has the Grumpy Sunshine trope, but I don't want to start that quite yet. I don't have a lot of romances, which is currently like my issue, but I'm pretty sure City of Gods and Monsters is kind of like a Grumpy Sunshine. I don't know. I'm kind of also leaning towards Beautiful Things by Emily Rath just because there's got to be a Grumpy Sunshine in here because I think it's what I choose. There literally has to be. Should I choose this? Want to choose House of Devils, but that like seems like torturous just in terms of like the big books that are already on my TBR. I think I'm gonna go with this because there's no way that there's not a Grumpy Sunshine in this. Like, he is definitely the grumpy one. and she looks very nice. So I'm gonna choose this. I'm gonna choose this. This is not a TBR from hell, but I'm not saying it's great either. Anyways, we are going to rapid fire go through the books that are on my June TBR. We have 6 books that we picked to go on my June TBR, and they're all really thick, but it's okay. It's fine. I'm gonna be okay. For the shortest book on my TBR, we have A Sorsha by Charlie Hurtubise, I think is how you say her last name. For an anticipated new release, we have Fever Dream by Elsie Silver. For a book with an animal on the cover, we have the first Zodiac Academy book. For a book with the enemies to lovers trope, we have A Dawn of Chaos and Fury, the final book in the Legacy series by Melissa K. Rorick. For a book that's going to break your heart, we have Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. And lastly, for a book with the Grumpy Sunshine trope, we have Beautiful Things by Emily Rapp. This is my 6-book TBR. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought of these books down below, or tell me what you think of my TBR picks. Literally anything, I'd love to speak to in the comments. Other than that, I'm gonna go eat my dinner. So thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Bye.